In a twist few saw coming, South Africa's political landscape is teetering on the edge of historic upheaval. President Cyril Ramaphosa, once heralded as the country's ethical savior post-Zuma era, is now staring down a potential international legal nightmare, one that could bring his reign crashing to a swift and irreversible end. According to explosive reports leaking from sources tied to the Hague and regional legal circles, an international arrest warrant could be in the works for President Ramaphosa. The alleged charges: complicity in cross-border financial crimes, violation of international humanitarian obligations, and the enabling of state-linked corruption networks that may have violated treaties South Africa is bound to uphold. While the presidency has dismissed the allegations as foreign interference and political sabotage, the developments have already sent shockwaves through Luthuli House, the ANC leadership, and international diplomatic corridors. It all appears to trace back to a whistleblower dossier submitted to the International Criminal Court, ICC, and two intergovernmental watchdogs, Transparency Global Watch and the African Legal Ethics Commission. The document allegedly details how Ramaphosa and key allies in his inner circle either failed to act, or actively protected individuals accused of massive illicit financial flows and human rights violations linked to regional mining and land acquisition projects. Further claims indicate that South Africa, under Ramaphosa's direction, turned a blind eye to military-grade weapons being funneled into unstable Central African states through shadowy procurement deals involving SOEs and foreign companies. This would, if proven, put Ramaphosa in direct violation of international arms trade restrictions and humanitarian conduct protocols. If the ICC does move forward with an official arrest warrant, it will mark the first time a sitting South African president faces such international legal action. Legal analysts are already speculating on how this could mirror, or surpass, the gravity of the 2009 ICC warrant for Sudan's Omar al-Bashir, who was also accused while in office. South Africa found itself in international hot water when it failed to detain al-Bashir during his controversial visit to Johannesburg in 2015. Now, the tables may turn. What happens when it's your own president in the crosshairs of global justice? Inside Luthuli House, senior ANC members are said to be deeply shaken. A senior party official reportedly told a Sunday newspaper under anonymity, "We knew there were international rumblings, but none of us expected an actual warrant threat. If it goes through, it will shatter the credibility of the presidency and throw the entire country into uncharted territory." Calls have already begun to intensify from both the EFF and DA for parliamentary hearings, while civil society groups are demanding that Ramaphosa step aside to allow a full investigation without executive interference. In an unusually tense press briefing, Ramaphosa was pressed on the warrant rumors. His response was evasive. "We remain committed to international law, but will not be dictated to by forces that seek to undermine our sovereignty." Critics were quick to pounce on the vagueness, pointing out that he failed to directly deny the possibility of a warrant or provide reassurances about the country's international standing. Behind closed doors, reports suggest legal teams and government advisors are scrambling to prepare for every possibility, from facing charges abroad, to legal immunity negotiations, or even early resignation should the political heat become unbearable. If an arrest warrant is issued, it could plunge the nation into a constitutional and diplomatic crisis. South Africa, a signatory of the Rome Statute, is bound by law to cooperate with the ICC, meaning the country could be obligated to arrest its own president or risk sanctions and international isolation. It would also raise urgent questions about succession, governance, and national image just as the country faces rising unemployment, political infighting, and economic stagnation. International investors are watching nervously. Regional allies are silent. And the South African public is left in disbelief. Whether the arrest warrant materializes or not, the signal is clear: Ramaphosa's presidency is under international scrutiny like never before. What began as murmurs of foreign probes has escalated into a full-blown crisis that could define the legacy or downfall of Cyril Ramaphosa. For a man who once stood on promises of reform, transparency, and integrity, this moment may prove to be his greatest test yet. And for South Africa, the coming days could mark either a bold reckoning or a dangerous unraveling.